I'm completely thrilled. I'm off my feet on it. Firstly, I'm the first consultant, running an estate agency practice ever to have been awarded. And following Gerald Ronson and Irvine Seller and Tony Pidgley, it's one of the most flattering things that's ever happened to me. The early life starts with Mitzi and Andre, who came from Budapest and Vienna respectively and met in London in 1938 trying to bring their families over. 4 kids, I'm the youngest, Alan, Bobby, Vanessa and myself. We've all got into the business world. I was 18 when Alan went to I think it was Victoria Hotel Mallorca, and played Scrabble with somebody and said he's got me a job as an estate agent. And I didn't know whether an estate agent was a secret agent at the time, having failed all my A-levels at Charterhouse and not being able to become a doctor, which my mum wanted me to do, which I'd have been completely incompetent at. And got a job at £3 a week at Lewis and Tucker in Hanover Square. 55 years later, I'm still there. I've had 9 offices around the square, and I specialised in acquiring premises for people and disposing of them, then got on to rent reviews, lease renewals, lease restructuring, and formed Baker Lorenz in 66. I joined Lewis and Tucker. 72 formed Baker Lorenz, took 655 square feet in 9 Hanover Street at 3,300 a year, and Baker Lorenz became the go-to estate agency, especially on tenant rep. We were very strong, and also landlord rep. And then I sold Baker Lorenz in 2001 became Dunlop Hayward Lorenz with about 300 or 400 people, taken over by a public company and then another public company, and then formed Lorenz Consultancy in 2007. And to be voted to win the prize as the best newcomer is an accolade from my peers, which I never expected. The biggest achievement has been loving the business, which I'm in every single moment of it, and having it as a hobby. We've done some very, very, very big deals. I mean, I was asked to do a dilapidations negotiation on Peterborough Court, which was Goldman Sachs's building headquarters. I knew that they were going to move in December 19. The lease expired December 8, 2022. And I turned around to the landlords and said, bring your development forward 3 years or 2.5 years, and you'll get a very, very big reverse premium from Goldman Sachs, acting for B Sky B on all their property portfolio and regearing it. Same with Halcro and many other big office occupiers around the country with multiple portfolios. The big achievement is probably still being at the forefront of the commercial market after 55 years in the business and still going strong. And I hope we've got another 20 years because that's what I want to do. I've been nominated previously, but it's my first award for a major industry accolade, and it's really the people that I follow, which makes me so thrilled because they're all my heroes in life, and I never expected to be in the same boat as them. Well, Most Promising Newcomer is meant to be a joke of somebody who has had 55 years in the industry. So that goes with the territory. How does it feel to have done it? I'm overawed that the voters are people who are doyens of the property industry and have voted, somebody who just goes into the office every day, loves what he does, and earns a reasonable living out of it. As being amongst my previous heroes, so feels fantastic. Oh crikey, that's there've been thousands of changes, but probably the greatest is technology. Right, Miss Stembridge used to bash an old typewriter quicker than anybody could do an electric, and refused to change from her manual typewriter, which is probably a collector's piece today in the 1960s. Going on holiday, you had to leave lists of every transaction you were doing, right, and then get these little telexes coming to you. And I think the communication side is the biggest change. Obviously, rents have changed a lot. My first acquisition was in Remo House, Regent Street, where I acquired, I think it was 550 square feet at £1, 2 and 6 a square foot. which is £1.15, and that space is now £70 a square foot. I think my fee was £56 or something like that. And that was quite a lot of money in those days. The change has been starting as an office junior, and everybody with me has started, from the bottom and worked up. And I've loved training people. I've had incredible successes of people who have been through the Baker Lorenz mill and been through the Lorenz Consultancy and Dunlop Haywood's mill, who are all still friends of mine and have been huge successes in their own rights. And some of them would have deserved the award a lot more than I do. And actually dealing with young people and teaching them the business and sharing what I know. All right. And knowledge is everything. And I think I'm better this year than I was last year. I will go on until they take me up feet first from the office. Future for the Lorenz Consultancy, I suspect, will be growing quite a lot at the moment. The agency market's going to be very busy with all the downsizing, and we're already looking for somebody else to join our agency department. The professional department will grow because the work just keeps coming in. We look after this year we've had an enormous amount of work on what we call corporate recovery. Usually we're in the rent review market, either acting for landlords increasing rents or tenants minimizing them on rent reviews, lease renewals and lease restructuring negotiations. This year has been corporate recovery, trying to collect rents for landlords or negotiate deals for tenants, and that substituted the rent review market. I suspect the rents will ease off a bit, and so upward-only rent reviews might not be as busy as we've been in the past. But as a medium-sized boutique estate agency, we can go to where the market is all the time. So I just follow the market, and we will move our expertise to whatever market there is. Got a lot of development situations coming up. We've got 2 buildings in central London where we've been advising on refurbs, which are going to come to the market, which are quite interesting. And I think we'll do much as the same as we've done over the last 55 years and just keep it going and enjoy our relationships with our clients. Most of my friends are clients and my clients are friends. Most difficult time of my life to ask that question, and all I can say is it's guesswork. We are going, it seems like the office market is going on to a 3.5-day week in the office and 1.5 days a week at home. That will obviously have ongoing repercussions. It'll be easier to commute in, and the tubes might have a little bit less activity. But if you imagine the pub, bar and restaurant around the corner to the office, they're going to have to do 5 days trade on 3.5 commuters in the office. So that's going to be tough. I think the leisure industry has got a long way to recover from 1.25 years without filling the tills. And landlords, tenants and bankers are going to have to try and keep together in order to maintain their investment values, because I don't think many landlords would want empty premises. The office market has not taken a hit yet. In fact, the answer is that quality offices are in very short supply at the moment. And we've got loads of people looking for 3, 5, 7 and 10,000 square feet in Mayfair, St James's, Marylebone. And it's a very tight market out there. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens when the extended moratorium comes off in March 2022, assuming that it's not extended again, whereby there's an arbitration backstop with regard to landlords and tenants who haven't agreed what paying landlords should share, but not many people who aren't paying rent because they're struggling a bit won't last out till March 2022, and maybe more space will come on the market. I don't think we'll see a layman's collapse in the office market, where rents in Queensbury House or Burlington Street in June 08, September 08 and December 08 went down on 3 rent reviews, which I was involved in, from 102 to 78 to 68 pounds a square foot. I think there will be a falling off of grade B space, where tenants have got lease expiries and break clauses, and they won't be able to afford the rent. The space comes back to the landlords, but I think that will convert on appropriate buildings to residential accommodation. There's only one central London, and central London will find its way, but I'm expecting a 2-year blip of quite a difficult market where expertise is king. all right, in helping tenants relocate, helping them negotiate with landlords, helping landlords getting rents in, reletting premises where space comes back to landlords. So I'm expecting an extremely busy agency market. I think the upward-only rent review will suffer to an extent, but there's always lease renewals, break clauses, and regearing negotiations to go into. Expertise is critical. I have a very, very strong team of colleagues around me who have all been with me for a minimum period of 5 years. Andrew Knights has been with me for almost 15 years, right? And looking forward to the next few years with real interest. Well, thank you, Variety, for awarding the award to me. I am absolutely thrilled. Look forward to supporting the charity for many years to come, and was thrilled with the whole event, which always raises an enormous amount for children who don't quite have the wonderful assets and the wonderful business which we're in, longing to support them for many years to come.